All right, everyone, welcome here to a live Scrimcast. And we got a different team here playing today. We got Willowkeeper here on the Legion side, going to be taking on Hex here on the Hellborn side. This is actually game number 2. A game was already played, which hopefully we will get to replay cast later today. But for now, this is game number 2. We have the blind bands already taking place here. From our Legion side, Willowkeeper, we have Artillery, Draconis, and Doctor Repulsor going to be blind band here. So we will be seeing an Artillery band, a hero that's been getting some attention in the recent patch, as he has been tested out by some teams, and we've seen kind of some mixed results with Artillery. He's had some good performances, but also he's had some lackluster performances. So uh, we don't get to see the Artillery here, unfortunately, as he did receive a blind ban. But the Draconis and the Doctor Pulse are very powerful options. Currently, we see Puppet Master, Kronos, and the Gladiator going to be banned out here from Hex. The Puppet Master, a very um, typical ban nowadays, with that Whiplash and the Elder Parasite being very strong right now in combination. The Kronos and the Gladiator, they ban out some teamfight heroes. Um, the Kronos one is a bit interesting, but we have been seeing the occasional Kronos bans as well in the series against Donkey Kong from time to time. So perhaps a hero they just don't like to play against. So we will not be seeing those heroes in this match. We have the Chipper going to be the first pick here for Willowkeeper. They're going to pick up a support. We're going to see both the Scout and the Lodestone coming out here from the side of Hex. Not really too sure what they're planning, at least just yet, with those two heroes. So it's kind of hard to say what we're going to see. We have a bit of some team fight mix with the Lodestone, as well as what I believe will be a carry Scout. It is interesting that they do go for the Scout so early in their draft. So I'm not too sure what they're planning to do with that. I have seen them run something like a Sapphire with the Scout before, which I wonder if they're thinking about picking up a Sapphire to pair with that Scout. But maybe we'll just see something more traditional like an Empath or something to really bolster his damage output in team fights. But I'm not going to look too far into that. We still got a lot of picks still remaining. To finish off their lineup, we have the Madman and the Moraxis picked up here from Willowkeeper, so they pick up an Initiator and a carry. It still could be an offlane or a mid Madman, but for now we'll say it's a carry Madman against a carry Scout. So both teams picking up perhaps their position 1 heroes. And the Battle of the Invis carries is going to be the name of this game here. They pick up the Moraxis, which is kind of interesting. There's not a whole lot of spells he can absorb just yet. He could absorb the Marksman Shot or the Head Smash, but kind of hard to do so if he gets silenced, for example, by the Scout. So they do pick up a good hero, but we'll see how they choose to lane the Moraxis, as they could be running him in the short lane or in the long lane. The second wave of bans almost completed now. We have the Sandwraith, the Moon Queen, and the Silhouette. So looks like they're not expecting this Madman to be a position 1. They are still banning out those hard carries. The Silhouette is an interesting ban because Scout with the AoE Silence is quite good pre-Geobane to the Silhouette. The Sandwraith one, I believe, is a little bit more understandable because it's a very strong team fighting carry, and they already have a Moraxis and a Chipper picked up, which means they want to be taking a lot of team fights. The Moon Queen one makes me believe that they are going to want to do something passive, and they don't want a Moon Queen to get a free farm. But the Sand Wraith band makes a lot of sense. The Moon Queen and the Silhouette bands, I think, are a little bit less less good of bans, if that makes sense. We have the Tempest, Moira, and the Wretched Hag. So they ban out full team fight heroes here, a mixture, a jungler, a solo laner, and a support. So the bans are kind of all over the place. Um, it's interesting that they ban out the Moira already having the Meraxes. Um, the Tempest ban I think is warranted because they don't have a way to deal with an Elemental Void. And I think Tempest is kind of a popular hero right now. A lot of teams are willing to run him. And then the Wretched Hag ban. I don't know if they were gonna pick up a Wretched Hag, but they don't have the greatest laning heroes against a Wretched Hag. So a lot of different style of bans coming out from our Legion side. The final picks, we have Sir Bensington and Sapphire. So yes, I called it correctly. They did actually want to run a Sapphire with the Scout. This is something I have seen them do before. Now, the interesting thing here is normally we see the Scout as the farmer, and I think we're going to see the Sapphire as the farmer this time because of who the players are playing the heroes. It looks like it will be a support Scout, which is really weird. They're just going to be using him to hit the shard and deal quick burst damage, but I think I would rather have it be the other way around with Sapphire being the support, because the guy hitting the shard should be the guy with the damage, if that makes sense. It's the shard damage is based off of the attacker's damage. So anyway, I called the Sapphire pick. They picked up Bensington prior to that. The response picks from Legion were Pyromancer and Swiftblade, so they finished off their lineup with a second support Pyromancer and a position 1 Swiftblade. So this was indeed not going to be a position 1 Madman. It looks like it will be a mid lane Madman, so they are running a duo core here between those two heroes. And the final pick of the game was Parasite, so we will be actually having a jungler here in game number 2. So we're going to have Snooki playing the Parasite, and I'm going to be quite honest here. I don't know if I've ever seen Snooki play Parasite, so I'm pretty excited to see how he does, especially since I'm a jungle player, and I've played a lot of Parasite in the past. So I'm going to be pretty excited to see how he does here on the Parasite. Don't worry, Snooki, I won't be critiquing you too hard. You're a solid player. I expect you to do very well. So that's going to be the two lineups. We're going to have Swiftblade and Shipper as the main support against the Lodestone here in the bottom lane. We have Sir Bensington against a Madman in the mid lane. And in the top lane, we have an offensive duel lane of Pyromancer and Meraxes against Scout and Sapphire. So this is very different in terms of lane matchups. I don't think I've ever seen this kind of a 2 versus 2 lane. Pyro Meraxes versus Sapphire Scout. The Parasite jungling, the disadvantage here will be the Lodestone going 1 versus 2. I don't really think the Chipper and the Swiftblade can kill the Lodestones. I actually think Lodestone's going to do quite well this game. He might not get a whole lot of farm, but he should get level 6 relatively quickly. And we'll see if Swiftblade can get those early Ghost Marchers to start forcing Lodestone to use those rocket drills and keep him off the farm. Bensington versus Madman is an interesting matchup. I do think Madman has an edge here, just with the constant stock harass and the ability to get runes a bit easier. So we'll see if Parasite has some good luck with camping the top runes for the Bensington, if they can stop Madman from getting good rune control. I missed a Bloodlust kill. I don't know how they killed somebody. It's so early, but apparently even without the shard here from Sapphire, they were able to bring down Pyromancer. No Toxin Claws either. To be honest, I'm not really sure how Pyro died here. So perhaps just getting caught out of position with a reckless charge into a silence, and they get the kill there. So that will be the first blood. It went to the support scout, so he's gonna go into an early grave locket. That's a really good start, considering melee supports are much weaker than range supports in Han, which is why we typically don't see a whole lot of melee supports. But Chipper, he was getting pretty low here. I was almost expecting a kill from Lodestone. I would almost like to see him pick up a Lunar Tear so that he has enough mana for his head smash after his rocket drill, but he will have it now, and he might go for a kill on the Chipper if he continues to stay low on the HP. Bensington got the Illusion Rune, which I didn't see where that spawned, but they might have done a good job of camping the runes with Parasite. He's already level 5 on the 3-minute mark, so he's farming very well. He's going the no leech skill build. We'll see what item he builds into as his first item. So he's definitely going the farming route here. We'll see if he continues to power farm or if he looks to set up any ganks. Right now the laning phase for them is going quite well because Lodestone is getting good experience, and they got Bloodlust in their top lane. So far, Parasite able to continue his farming. We have Scout in position here. Here comes the Shard. There was no stun though to follow it up from Sapphire, so they're gonna unfortunately miss that kill on the Pyromancer. Chipper and Lodestone are going at it here in the bot rune area. Could Lodestone go down? If Chipper hits these rockets, he's going to sidestep another rocket. Lodestone, he's got 6 charges on the power supply. He's thinking about turning this one around. I don't know if he has enough mana. Oh, he needs a little bit more. But here comes Bensington. The Joust is going to miss, but the rocket drill stops the TP, and this will be a kill there on the Chipper. And Bensington making his way over to get the kill there. And that will be the second kill of the match. Madman putting some pretty solid pressure here on the Bensington. Now he does have a regen rune, but the Soul Trap could be, there it goes, and he is not able to get the regen. Barrel roll comes out. Is this going to be enough damage to kill the power supply? I believe that will save him. The Joust comes in up the tree line. Good job from Bensington there to kind of bait that out. Meanwhile, bottom lane Lodestone survives very low. So we have Sapphire maxing out his unstable shard. I believe that this makes sense due to them running the scout with it. Otherwise, I think it would make more sense to max out the reckless charge, but I'm not going to really look too far into that. I think it makes sense here, putting points into the shard for the burst from scout with the auto attacks. So they'll get more hits on the shard, more damage. So Lodestone, he's level 5. There's almost level 6. Unfortunately, Switchblade needed about a couple of more creep kills worth of XP. That would have been a kill. We have, let's see here, Moraxis farming 260 against the 300 Sapphire, so the lane is still being won by top lane. Well, they have a reward here, spotting out the scout. Meanwhile, mid lane, we see Pyromancer coming in for the assistance. They get the kill onto Bensington. Top rune, I believe, was that taken by Parasite? He might have destroyed it, actually. There was no rune there for Madman, so he's going to go all the way to the bot rune. They want to dive this Moraxis. Can't they kill him, though? Shard into head smash. Pretty decent damage coming out from the scout, but did they just overextend here? They have a health potion on the Sapphire. Scout's blocking the axes there. They might go back in, but Madman is here now. They're going to spot him under the Ward of Revelation, but it actually wears out. There's the shard from Sapphire. Bensington comes in with the Nightfall and one more auto attack. Are they going to have it, though? There it is from the Sapphire. And now they're looking to turn it around. The Reckless Charge stuns up both. There is the barrel roll into the Phoenix Wave. Bensington, he has another Joust coming up in one more second, but there is 2 teleports So we get a double tap there on the Pyromancer. Parasite comes in at the end here, but he is he's fine with just farming. Looks like he might be going the Mach. He's got 3,000 gold here saved up. He's gonna have a pretty early Mach of Brilliance at this rate. Could be a 9 or 10 minute Mach if the farm continues to go at this pace here. Parasite is currently the top farmer in the game, and that's with a 0-0-0 stat line. Another Vagabond. Here we have a Shatterstorm being channeled. The Invis will be picked up here by Madman, but it's not going to matter. The burst is there with the stun lock. Zipblade is not here with the slashes. He does not have mana for a Blade Frenzy, and that might be the difference here, as he's missing about 20 mana. Lodestone has a rocket drill up in 3 more seconds. I think he will not make it out alive. He will go down. So they get a 1-for-1. The Madman for the Lodestone, but the Lodestone dying there will end up falling. Or excuse me, will be a good trade for the Madman. He was farming decently well there on the mid lane. We have Sword of the High and already 600 gold saved up. There's the Knuckles picked up on Sapphire. Marksman shot on the Moraxis. Sapphire's trying to get in range here. I think he will get in range, but okay, there's the Matrox, and he will be just fine. Kensington uses a Joust here to avoid the Pyromancer gank in the mid lane. We have pretty much here a 10-minute Mach. It's going to be a 9.5-minute Mach actually. It's gonna finish that creep camp, and he will now have the Mach to continue his farm. The tower falling as well, giving him that extra gold. It looks like Switchblade will be going for Dawnbringer as he picks up what appears to be the build toward a Lightbrand. Lodestone hitting level 8 here. We see Hex at the 10-minute mark in a 4,300 gold lead and 6,000 experience lead. So already off to a pretty strong start. There's the Lightbrand. Not much item progression on the Madman. He may look for upgraded boots. Got Parasite coming in from the flank here. They spot out the rotation here with the Scout. Here comes the Silence. They're going to counter the Ward as well. Pyromancer going down to Scout and Parasite. That Mach doing extra damage. He's going to trickle down the stacks here. Bottom lane, they use slashes for Lodestone. Very quick kill there. He dies next to instantly. He had the rocket drill on cooldown there, so they forced that out and chased him down. They do have a Nightfall up. They might Nightfall here in the top lane. A little bit late, but the stun's gonna hit onto one. Sapphire will fall here, Bensington. I think that Nightfall was slightly late and unfortunately didn't land on the shard. So they get the 2 kills there. They get out-rotated, 4 players collapse there. So we see Willowkeeper getting a couple of kills here. Vagabond Parasite gonna run into Switchblade, but he doesn't have his slashes, so he needs to fog here. Ooh. This could be a kill with the leech. Switchblade's gonna go down. That's a level 13 Parasite at 12 minutes. We'll see what he decides to build into as his next item. He's got 1,600 gold currently. Sapphire, I think we'll see the Shroud. Typical pickup for Sapphire. There's the stun from Bensington with the Joust. They get 2 kills there. They're going to lose the Scout, but they're going to get the Pyromancer as well. So 3 players go down in exchange for the Scout. And just like that, they are now on top of kills. And they've extended their lead now to 6.5k gold and 10.5k experience. So a large lead being built here on the side of Hex. 600 GPM Parasite. So I said I wouldn't critique it too bad. And there you go. Parasite almost double the GPM of the next highest player in the match. Shatterstorm being channeled here. Rocket Drill will come out. There's the burst, and Lodestone gets the one shot on the Switchblade. Very well timed there from Lodestone. Great positioning on the Shatterstorm with the Rocket Drill. And it's looking pretty bad here for the side of Willowkeeper. The support scout is more or less soloing the other support here. One more auto attack. Should do it. Here comes the Nightfall, lands onto Pyromancer. There's the burst. He doesn't get brought down right away though. Blazing Strike comes out. Scout will avoid the last auto attack, but the stock will take him down. And now Bensington, he could be in some trouble. The axes are lining up. There's the Quake Stun. They're blocking the Joust, which was coming up. And they get 2 kills there. Switchblade, he just respawns as he's only level 9, so no buybacks were used here. But while this is going on, Sapphire has been pushing the top lane this entire time. So he is now sitting on 2.6k gold, which I believe once he gets to the, 3.2k gold for Assassin Shroud, he will probably buy it in full. The Parasite goes for a portal key. Opting to keep the red marchers for now. We'll see if he upgrades his boots or if he goes into another core item. But for now, it looks like he will be opting for the mobility here, which quite good, considering the Switchblade and the Madman are still very squishy targets. Facehug into a Leech deals close to 700 magic damage. That on top of the Mock, a couple of ticks, and he's more or less got a kill with an auto attack or 2. So we see Lodestone has his portal key picked up now after that kill on the Switchblade. Scout looks like he's going for maybe a Brass Knuckles here. Maybe in... What else does Soul Scream Ring build into? Oh, it could be a Null Fireblade, but I think based on how active he's playing, we might just see a Brass Knuckle pickup. The Blade is looking to pour it out here. Here comes the stun. They were baiting it in the top lane, so Switchblade will go down. They get the counter kill onto Scout, and Moraxis fell in the top lane first. Here comes a Nightfall on the Chipper, and there's the Twig. So, Sapphire just bought his item. Which was the Shroud indeed. He's gonna get this tower deny here. We still need about 800 gold here on the Moraxis PK. Here comes a combo on the Madman, the Shard, so much damage coming out. Pyromancer going to go in with the Blazing Strike, but he will fall. He cannot get a counter kill in time, and it's a double tap for Sapphire. And he now gets a couple of Knuckles charges. Bensington will joust to safety there, avoiding the Switchblade. Oh boy, this could be a dead Moraxis. Here comes the silence from Scout, the Shard, and this isn't This is a gangbang from Invis. While that was going on, we had Parasite solo killing the Chipper. I don't know if he had vision of him or if he just happened to... Maybe he Veiled Rotted in here. He actually goes for Steam Boots on Parasite. That's quite interesting. Face Hug comes out, but doesn't deal damage, just the silence effect going through. Switchblade will be fine with the spin TP. Bensington actually stuns in here. Here comes Scout. Pyromancer is going to line up a stun though, and he already used a wave. Bensington will end up getting denied by Scout. He's channeling a marksman shot. It will go off before he dies, and he will get the kill onto Madman. So dude making a play there, getting the kill and the deny on his teammate Bensington. But here comes Sapphire. Bensington with a buyback. He's coming in for the kill on the Parasite. We have the Shadow Storm going off here on the Chipper, and boom goes the Dynamite. 2 kills go in the way of Hex. And it did involve a buyback there from the Bensington. They have Brass Knuckles on 3 players. They have Knuckles on Bensington, Scout, and Sapphire. It's not often you get to see 3 Knuckles in one team. Parasite is now level 18 at the 18-minute mark. He is almost 700 gold per minute. I can't tell you the last time I saw a Parasite with this much farm. He goes to the Abyssal Skull on top of the Steam Boots, and he's picked up a Mighty Blade. We could possibly see... I don't want to say it's necessarily a Shrunken Head. It could be a Dawnbringer. They're going to lock him down here. He's going to get in the catapult. He's going to be fine for now. The spin from Switchblade doing some decent damage, but he's going to be forced to retreat now. There's the slashes onto Parasite. One more auto attack from the Switchblade. He gets the kill. Madman did fall, though, before to the Parasite, and they got the kill onto Lodestone with the Miraxis, so... Miraxis, I believe, just bought his portal key, but there's the shard from Sapphire. The damage coming in with Scout. They bring down the Miraxis very quickly, and now they're going for a kill onto the Chipper. Here comes the Rocket Drill from Lodestone. That will be a kill. Now Pyromancer could be in some trouble. Switchblade gonna get Marksman shotted here by Scout. Scout's going for the 1 kill. The Crystallize stopping Pyromancer in place. There is the counter attack Scout. He's going for the kill. He's going to tank the Blade Frenzy. One more auto attack, and the support Scout is killing the carry Switchblade. So it's going to be a full genocide here as Hex takes a commanding team fight. They lose 2 players, it looks like, in the Bensington and the Parasite. Oh boy, I'm scared what he's going to say. Wig. Yes. My orange is not that good. The top lane, we have a fight going on here. Madman gonna get caught by the Joust. Lodestone will die before the Shadow Storm goes off. And now Bensington is in some trouble. The Axes are chasing him down. They get 2 kills in exchange for the Madman. There's the shard from Sapphire, but there's no crowd control. They do get to run away. Some decent damage comes out, though. Here comes Scout with the auto attacks on the Chipper from the Vanish. Here comes the Marksman shot on the Pyromancer. He will fall back. Oh, the Quake Stun did miss, unfortunately. I believe the portal key got canceled there. Switchblade, he's silenced for now, but he will not be able to pursue. The slashes are up in 10 seconds. They do not have mana for a portal key Quake Stun, so the bait here is a little bit interesting, to say the least. Parasite coming in. He's going to use the leech here. Not even going to use the face hug as he's hasted. Does a good job of avoiding that Dragonfire stun. He's going to go in for the Switchblade kill here. The face hug coming out. One more auto attack. The counter attack is up though. There's the leech. As the spin, I believe, was on cooldown. Quake Stun comes out. Parasite is looking for a creep. Another Vagabond. And the GGs are called. Willowkeeper has had enough. And Hex will take this one here at the 21-minute mark in a more or less 30 to 18 kill score. And a dominating performance here, to say the least, from the side of Hex. And Parasite with near 700 gold per minute towards the end of that match. Gotta say, as a jungle player myself, that was very exciting to watch, as we do not get to see junglers thriving in such a fashion in today's current meta. So yeah, great laning phase coming out from the side of Hex. The Lodestone getting more or less full experience in the short lane, or in the long lane. as well as the bloodlust happening in the top lane. All the meanwhile they had the experience advantage due to that jungler. So great, uh, great use of their lineup here as they take game number 2.